What's up, everybody? Welcome to V's CHH playlist. Just gonna spend a little time with you today. Hope everybody's doing well. I gotta get a haircut, man. I look crazy on here, but we're gonna go ahead and get through it. Out here on the Blizzard, in the car, kind of like it this way. But I'm now was going to touch on a little subject. I had seen Don Lemon on CNN. He was saying that Jesus wasn't perfect. Once again, my whole, plight in life to help win souls is to expose the devil, to expose the enemy. Because my people can't fight what they don't see or what they're not aware of. So a lot of times I'll kind of share the information with a lot of close people of mine, and not because they don't understand who the enemy is, but so maybe they could help somebody else. Maybe they can use the current events and help somebody up. Show somebody this is what they're doing. So I reached out to I reached out to quite a few. One person reached out back to me, and I know they'll watch this, but it's not to even attack them or anything like that. It's just they were telling me like, oh, bro, like, I know you're not, I know you don't put your energy into that type of stuff, we're not here to save the world, and pretty much what's going to happen is going to happen. We supposed to be out here saving souls and, preaching the gospel and, winning souls, basically, soul winning, And I agree with him with all that, However, though, I am here to try to save the world, though. Jesus wants us to reach every crevice and crack on the earth, everybody. Will they all follow me? Nah. A lot of them are going to follow the one world order because that's what they want. Plain and simple, I can't change that, but I'm here to fight for those that are on the fence. Now, what I will say is I probably need to start fighting for those that are in the church, because, a lot of, the thing that I like when I'm winning souls is that I try to reach people who don't know God at all. Like, that's one of my missions. I feel like that's one of my strongest points. I'm from the street, been involved in some, pretty heinous lifestyles, and, done this and that, and there's no need to try to glorify any of it, but I'm the best one to reach them, I feel. So what I like about them is that, they're not either hot, they're not hot or cold. Well, excuse me, it's like they're not in the middle, they're not lukewarm, they kind of got a side they chose, and they kind of stick with it until they're informed, and so when I'm planting seeds, because, I'm not even going to say that I'm the one that's even, converting the souls. I don't try to take credit. I don't try to do things like that. I'm cool with being the person that plant the seed. You know what I'm saying? I just try to be humble in this thing, But, so me being a plant seeder, and sometimes I become more of a teacher at the same time, but once again, I'm humble enough, and I'm good enough to, as far as to be in the glory of God. I accept a humble position of just being the person that plant the seed. I don't care who water it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, about the rest of the process as long as it gets done. You know what I'm saying? I'm just humble enough just to plant the seed, If I'm the person to do more than that, that's a bonus. That's an extra bonus for me, But, maybe I should start focusing on people in the church, because they are in the middle. They got to that point where they are in the middle. And, it's kind of like you can know or think everything and you get comfortable in this walk, and you're no longer humble. You know, you may feel you know more than everybody else, or you know just as much as them. You may feel like you arrived, you know, and there's people that do that, which is why I probably haven't been that gifted in dealing with people that are already saved, because trust me, it's probably more of them that need the the reassurance, you know, even more. So anyhow, you know, my point to the brother was that you know, if I don't expose what's going on out here in this world, I ain't helping my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't helping my sisters, because, you know, we suffer because of just a lack of knowledge, you know, and that's why we suffer. So, you know, my job is to expose the evil, you know. And he's not the first person. Like, I've heard other Christians, you know, be like, you know, kind of, you know, they look at me a little strange and funny because, you know, I expose. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I feel a certain way about that too sometimes, because I feel like a lot of them have taken sides. I'm not saying the person that, you know, this particular person who told me that, but I'm saying when people kind of approach me in that sense, you know, I feel like they kind of, you know, taking a certain side, you know, because if you know, and let's just face it, you know, I call out a lot about the Democratic Party, because, you know, let's face it, they're the ones that promote the KKK. They promote the Masonic, you know, entities today, LGBT, you know, all these different things, you know, that we see, which is the issues today. You know, and they got a lot of soldiers, you know, standing up for them, you know, celebrities, you know, everybody, politicians, they got everybody, you know, kind of just, you know, just behind them, you know. I mean, you look at Jeffrey Epstein, you look at this, you know, I mean, you look at his flight log, everybody, pretty much mostly everybody on his flight log was Democrats, you know what I mean? But people just don't want to accept it, you know, especially my people. And that's the problem, because I talk to a lot of my people, not just strictly my people, but, you know, because everybody's my people, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I mean, you know, I'm that dude where all lives matter, you know, so, and a lot of people disagree with me on that, and they feel certain ways, but, you know, it don't matter to me, you know, because, once again, I said this yesterday, you know, Jesus died on that cross because all lives matter, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, my point with that was, and the reason why I exposed is because every chance Jesus got, because I try to follow Jesus, you know, I do my best to follow him. So when I read, and in my attempt and journey to follow Jesus and to do as he does, he exposed the Pharisees and Sadducees. He exposed these people every chance he got, you know, because there was a lot of people he knew that, you know, or in the process of, you know, his traveling, you know, that didn't know who God was. You know, I mean, he was God, but they just didn't know. They failed because of a lack of knowledge, you know. So they looked at these people that they kind of looked at with influence, you know, like these Pharisees and people like them, and you know, you know, they was kind of like just riding their coattails in a sense, you know. So he always exposed them. So you know, I had to explain to my brother, like, that's all I'm doing, bro. I'm just exposing it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm trying to save the world, you know, any of that. I know God's judgment is going to come and all that. But in the meantime and in between time, you know, I'm here to save as many souls, you know, out here that I can. And there's a lot of people that are on the fence, you know, that's dealing with these issues. And their main problem is they don't know who their enemy is. That's where I come in at. You know, I teach them, you know, about the glory of God, you know, what God has done for them, the sacrifices he made for them, the blood he shed, you know, what they should do if they want to be saved, if they want to, you know, if they want to be a rider for the kingdom. And, we move forward in that fashion. But also in educating, you want to teach them all the things. You have to teach people that what they once knew is not all they need to know. You got to teach them the enemy, because they don't know who the enemy is. So you expose it. Jesus spoke in parables. He did whatever he needed to do to get those who were interested in joining him to understand. So that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my mission. That's what makes the body so special. That's what makes the body of Christ so special, is that we all have our mission, and it's not the same as the next person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really not an issue for you to have to worry about me or anything, because I'm fulfilling the purpose that God gave me, whether it seems right to you or not. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I'm not blaming that brother. We cool, we good. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't only one. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been through these conversations before, and I think a lot of people feel like you have to do it the way they do it. The way they do it is the right way, and that's not necessarily true. Because my mission is not to be distracted by the next man. I don't follow the next man. I never been that kind of dude. Anybody that knows me know that. So I don't even know how to do that. So I'm open to take advice, and I'm open for dialogue, and to be taught. I'm teachable. So I say all that to at the same time to let you know that I am teachable. But my mission and the purpose that God gave me is not always going to be the same as he gave it to you. And some people are not even walking into their purpose. So that's a whole nother story that we don't need to get into. But I just wanted to tap in because I want to let anyone out there, because everybody has their purpose for the kingdom. So whatever God has spoke to you, follow God. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever he said to you, that first thought, that first thing he put into your mind, do it. Be obedient. I've said this before. Be obedient to that. Don't let the sound of another man or anybody else tell you any different, or your own thoughts even, for that matter. Don't let your own thoughts distract you from what God has told you. So, always go with that first mind. That's God talking to you. He's telling you, it's plain. You know if it's not God or not. If it's not pure, if it's not clean, it's not God. So, you guys know the difference between right and wrong. But, yeah, man, just, do you, do the mission that God gave you. So, anyhow, man, I just wanted to get on here for a minute. My whole discussion really, and my whole point is, follow God, follow the path he gave you, and explain to man if you feel you need to explain. Once again, I'm a person who's open. I'll talk to anybody. I'm willing to talk to anybody, but let them know, what I'm saying, that this is what God put you on this earth for. We have to deal with some people different than we would deal with others. And once again, when you come from, you grow up in in the street, it's a different mentality. So, you understand, so, God is so good, he'll give you that particular instinct to help somebody else, because he already knows that, you understand the hearts he's sending you to help bring up out of that pit. And that's the thing, when we bring people, we got to bring people up out that pit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know what it was like to be in the pit. So, our job is just not to leave the pit and not go back and get other people up out of it. That's our job. That's our main job, is to go get others back out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's to pull others out, not to leave them there and just, like, oh, okay, God to deal with them. His judgment to be suffice and this and that. I mean, yes, that's going to happen, but in the meantime and in between time, it's our job to, go out here and do what we're supposed to do, so, because there's always somebody on the fence. So I think that's what I'm going to probably call it. There's always somebody on the fence. So, yeah, man, y'all be blessed, man, and I'll be back with you soon. And, hit the like, share, subscribe, and God bless you all. In Jesus' name, peace.